It's been a very interesting season in the country right now, considering all the protests that have been happening for the last 1 month. Also, it's been very peculiar because the young people are coming out very strongly with a message of good governance and constitutionalism. So on the show today, I want us to discuss what has been happening, and I'm also excited to introduce one of the people that is going to be my co-host on the show, and I couldn't be more excited. So welcome to K-Pop TV. I'm Zion San, and let's do this. So like I told you guys, I have a new guest on the show, someone who is quite familiar. For the Kericho people, you definitely know who she is. She was a Miss Tourism winner back in the day. I think it was 2014, right?
2014.
2014.
Yes.
Yes, so right here, Manze took on a very influential figure in our society. Ausio, Sindio. All right, welcome to the show, guys. I'm Zion San, and I'm glad to host my guest. Do I say your names, or you just want to introduce yourself vizuri? Because I feel like I might not do justice to introducing you. Please do the honors.
I'm glad to be here. I'm super excited.
Karibu sana.
Chepkemoi Rugut is my name.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Profession.
I'm a dispatch clerk currently.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, karibu sana to the show. This is K-Pop TV.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited Manziko co-host. Now, one thing I need to tell my viewers, kuna kapicha nitaweka hapo. Utaona mimi na hii name back in the day. So the year is 2010. I think 2010 or 2009 if I'm not wrong.
And I'm curious to see picha ni ya nini.
Utaiona hapo kwa screen. Ndio picha.
My goodness.
So, I think it is 2010. And there's this event that is being sponsored by Walter Reed, the Gates Festival. You remember the Gates Festival?
Yes, I remember.
Jipange Annual Talent
we held
Explosion.
it in Nakuru.
It used to happen. It was happening locally. First, I think the locals ilikuwa Kericho, and then regionals ilikuwa Nakuru, and then nationals ilikuwa Nairobi.
I think I remember. We took a photo in Nakuru.
In Nakuru.
Yes.
What were you? Ambia watu ulikuwa unafanya nini? At least people know me. Mimi nakuaga msanii.
I love to explore so many things. So in that event, I think we had choral. We had a choral verse.
Okay.
The organization I used to volunteer for had a choral verse. And I think we were I can't remember the numbers in the region here, but we qualified to go to Nakuru.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I remember seeing you guys. I thought you were an actress, right? You were acting that time?
I acted a bit, yes, but I did more of choral and singing. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So there's that photo, man. That was 2010. Such a long time.
Yeah.
So it's good to reconnect.
It's good to keep memories.
Sindio?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Very nice. So straight up to the matter that has been, of concern to many Kenyans and even internationally.
Yes.
We have seen young people rising up, especially the Gen Z. These young people tumekuwa tukiwapasha left, right and center. You remember us millennials pia when you came on the scene, tulikuwa tunapasha millennials, you are an instant generation, microwave generation. But now Gen Zs are coming onto the scenes with very bold moves and bold personalities, and they are taking on government in terms of injustices that has been going on in our country. Yeah. What do you think about that?
One thing I should say I love about Gen Zs is they have that togetherness, and once they plan something, they do it. Millennials, we were a bit shy, should I say, or laid back. But Gen Zs, oh my goodness, fear these people.
They are fearless. They are fearless.
Yes.
And the fact that they are very peaceful people. They are demonstrating, I was part of the demonstrators. Wewe ulitoka maandamano kweli? Uliandamana?
Well.
Ama kazi ilikuwa mingi?
Tuseme kazi, alafu pia
ama ulikuwa unaandamana online?
Tuliandamana online.
Ulikuwa online. That's okay.
But one thing I like about hii maandamano ya Gen Zs is that it's very peaceful. They're peaceful people. Yes.
And they are very clear in their communication in terms of what
They want.
they want.
Yes.
You know, for such a long time in our country, personally, me kitu imekuwa kini piece of for the longest time is the fact that we are being lied to time and again, over and over and over and over.
The term I would use is we are being deceived.
Yes.
Yeah. We've been deceived for the longest time possible. And I think Gen Zs in a way saved us or are saving us. Is it correct to say that? Because they have seen this deception and they have said, you know what, enough of this.
Yes.
Enough of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of hogwash happening because one, we've always had politicians coming and saying, you know, mukini pigia kura. Number one, you remember when William Ruto was vying, right? The current president and the current administration.
I remember.
One of the things that I remembered they used to speak so passionately about is, you know, we have signed regional and county charters. They came to Kericho. What are the issues that Kericho people need? Consider, you know, issues of priority, so that once we are in power, we will be able to handle those issues. And then they went all over the country, all over the counties, and they were saying that they are going to implement. So they have a charter that was signed. Halafu, as if that is not enough, wakasema every 6 months tutakuwa tunakuja tunafanya hizi meetings, tunaulizana tumefanya nini, tumefika wapi, and what are the challenges we are facing. Wewe umeona hiyo meeting? Tuanzie tu hapo. Umeona hiyo meeting?
Vitu ni different.
Paka mimi, I was very, that is one of the things that made me you know, vote for this government. I voted for this government. Hata niko na ngoma nilitoa inaitwa Hustlers Anthem.
I think what we fell for deception.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, when you're sa ile maisha imekuramba ama imekuchapisha imekuchapa, anything that you hear that is going to get you out of that situation is welcome.
You know, it's, you know, William Ruto really spoke to our hearts. By the way, us voting him in, he was very passionate, he was very serious, and he appeared, you know, because Uhuru Kenyatta had also mismanaged this country, and there was just a lot of impunity happening. And William Ruto was coming from a place of, you know what, I'm one of you guys. I sold chicken. I've hustled. I've never been employed until I was elected as a member of parliament. So I know what hustling means. I know what, you know, grinding means from kwanzia huko chini, from the bottom kupanda juu. But then here we are 2 years later, tunaletewa taxes left, right and center. Nothing is working in the country. And the older generation, you know, Gen Xers, the boomers were not part of this conversation. They feel like iende venye kutaenda. Then the Gen Xers na millennials, I think millennials will come in two packages. Kuna wale who lean towards the Gen Xers side, na kuna wale kina mimi, I feel like I'm a Gen Z. Tuna lean towards Gen Z. You know, we are bold. We are talking about these issues. You know, and what used to happen is there was a lot of online activity. It has always been there. But kwa ground hakunanga kitu imekuwa ikifanyika.
I have a question though. Could we say maybe he came in knowing I will do this. Then he got there and realized, oops.
But he was part of the government.
It is actually.
He was a deputy president.
He was for
10 years
or anything. But I feel, have you ever ushaifanya kitu unajiamini alafu unaanza unashangaa hapa kuna vile imekuwa ngumu?
So let me ask you, what is so hard? Unajua najiambianga ni nini ngumu? Because one, this is our country, right?
Yes.
We are raising our own taxes, our own money, to run and fix our own economy and handle our own issues. All you need is somebody who has that vision and that passion and that urge to implement things. But all of a sudden, there's an elephant in the room. The IMF, World Bank, sijui tunaambiwa madeni, Chinese debts, that now we are being told for every 100 shillings we use 61 shillings to pay our debt. And the question is, hizi madeni tumechukua tukizichukua zilifanya nini? Basi mtuambie hizi madeni tulizichukua tukajenga nazo Thika highway, it cost this much, this how much we have been able to pay. But you see there has been just an issue of tunaambiwa ni madeni, you know, we are paying debts, you know, they are maturing. Eurobond wewe unajua pesa Eurobond ilienda wapi?
To say the truth, not really.
Exactly.
Not really. It's, I don't know, sometimes it's confusing though, because staki kukua wale wazee wenye we are leaning towards, you know what, giving him time, he's had enough time. So he should now act on this, act and work. Yeah, but for some reason I feel he's facing a hardship somewhere.
Hii hardship iko wapi? Mbona hizi tuambie sisi? Hebu tuambie, tell me like I'm Karen Nyamu, educate me. Nipeleke tu pole tu niambie shida yetu ni hii. This is how the president is working. This is what he will achieve by, you know. Nipeleke na mtaratara basi.
Siwezi muongelea, but I don't know. I am just trying to face this thing and see why are things not working. Yeah.
Because one, here is the thing, the guy comes in and we are told, you know, hakuna kitu kwa store mpaka panya zimetoroka. We are dealing with a dilapidated economy. So please give us time. The first year he tried. He was actually working, he brought in the subsidy fertilizer the first year. And then kukakuwa na issue ya, you know, basic commodities za chakula tushukishe chini, but ilipanda kidogo, fuel ilipanda kidogo, but after some time tukaona ni kama kuna, and then at the beginning of the year tukaona pia ni kama dollar ndio imeshuka kidogo. But then on the other side things ushaangalia ni vitu zimebadilishwa, like bei zimeshuka, but kwa ground watu wana pesa. There is no money circulating in the economy.
There is no circulation of money.
There is no circulation of money in the economy. Yes. And then you realize kumbe the guy has been taking loans locally, borrowing money from domestic banks. And you know banks venye kunaendanga, they will definitely choose a government, because government is guaranteed to pay over entrepreneurs wenye wamefinywa na mataxes.
Yeah, true.
You see? So that is my bone of contention number one. Like, why are you borrowing locally? You get? Because you are starving all the sectors of the economy, especially business community. You are starving them of cash, of money that is going to help circulate. So as much as you are trying to reduce things from this side, hii side ingine pia unafinya sana. So kwa ground impact hakuna, haiko felt, because people are still feeling the strain.
Currently business owners are really struggling.
Si ndio? Ni normal.
They're really struggling.
Ni normal.
I've seen many people close shop.
Yes, I'm part of
you're part of
the business community. Kinaturamba. Kinaturamba proper.
People are closing shop. There's no, hakuna pesa ina circulate. So I don't know where the rain started beating us.
It's just because of politics. That is why I was saying, like, I was just trying to paint a picture of what is happening. You can prove me wrong. Plus, guys, if I'm wrong, tuambie pale kwa comment section. So there is no, excuse me, there is no money circulating in the economy, right? Because there is some sort of borrowing locally, and then now here comes finance bill. So people are complaining, kumekuwa na floods left, right and center. The response was not as expected. You know, there was a lot of blame game. Unasikia watu wamevunjiwa manyumba, watahamishwa, mpaka sasa iko na watu wajaye onyesha mahali wanaishi, and manyumba zao zilibomolewa. And we're just wondering, how inefficient can GOK be? You know, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with our country? Because the level of incompetence in just managing the affairs. Ukitoa msee hapa na umesema utapeleka kwa hii place nyingine, kabla ubomoe hii, si ujenge huko kwanza.
Yeah, true.
Alafu kuja uambie msee ni aje, kuna nyumba tumekujengea hapa, shikilia. Wacha tukutoe hapa, because hapa ni more dangerous na hapa ni shamba ya gava.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So who do we blame in all this?
The president. He's the one in charge, right? The buck stops with the president. Ama? Because who is the appointing authority in terms of all those ministries that run?
No, I'm saying this situation we've gotten ourselves into, who do we blame?
Politicians.
Do we have a part to play as
Yes.
voters,
Yes.
as citizens of Kenya,
Yes.
of the Republic?
Yes.
Do we have a
Me, I'm blaming Gen Xers and boomers and a few millennials. Remember, Gen Zs are voting. Probably they voted for the first time in 2022.
Mhm.
And in 2022, it was more of issues. True or false? Like,
True.
let's agree. There wasn't much of tribe in 2022. There was more of issues.
issues?
So they were voting for the first time in 2022, and the person that represented those issues
Mhm.
was William Ruto, right?
Yeah.
Now, for us millennials, for me, this was the third time. I voted for the first time during the promulgation of the Constitution.
Do I remember
2010?
mine? Mhm.
And then I voted 2012, 2013, and then now 2022.
Mhm.
So it was like my fourth time voting.
Mhm.
So you wouldn't really blame the Gen Zs that are coming on the scene to take on the government and demand accountability.
Mhm.
You get? You would easily blame the people that have been voting since 90s,
Ever since.
80s, who are Gen Boomers
Mhm.
and the Gen X.
But maybe back then haikuwa imeanza kuturamba venye inaturamba sahi,
What
ama
is-
ikuwa imeanza kuramba these voters sorry, vile tunarambwa sahi. So back then we would vote, people would even say tunapiga kura suit, if you
Mhm.
understand.
Yes. And
So
also
vile-
tribalism
Yeah.
was a big
It was-
issue.
it was a
Voting
big
for
issue.
mtu wetu mentality, which needs to stop.
it needs to stop. And I believe with Gen Zs, I'm seeing it fading off.
It has to. It has
I'm
to.
seeing it fading off.
It has to.
Yeah.
But the other aspect, me, I'm very mad. Unajua mimi nimekuja hapa by the kuvent because me, I'm just mad. Mimi rage yangu iko huko, because I'm just wondering, look at what happened when the demonstration started.
Mhm.
We had medics for Kenya pulling together, interns who were unemployed,
Yes.
Japarado,
Yes.
saying, hey, niaje, I will organize the medics.
Mhm.
And then we had Hanifa, who was raising money through Mchanga. And up to now, over 30 million has been raised.
Has been raised.
Na tunasikia around 15, 16, 17 million imetumika or something like that
Mhm.
to pay for every single human being that was injured, funeral expenses and
During
stuff
the
like
demos.
that. Yes. So we are having a very efficient medical system that is working and very responsive instantly. Msee akipigwa risasi huku, tent ndio ile. Red Cross wamecome on board. And then we are having, Kenyans are also saying, niaje, sisi tutachanga do. And then, of course, the mobilization online in terms of let's occupy parliament, let's occupy all the spaces, let's occupy everywhere. That is, it's like the young people are showing the government of Kenya how things are supposed
to be
to
done.
work,
Yeah.
But we have a government that, tumetenga, tutafanya, tumepanga hii,
Yeah.
in the next 6 months, and you are just wondering, hizi 6 months haziishi. Me, I'm
It's
just
been 2 years.
so disappointed.
It's been 2 years since we voted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every 6 months for these 2 years, what has happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I went to my ushago. Nilifika huko and I was just wondering, there is not a single thing.
Mhm.
Hata tuka transformer ingine imeongezwa from me point ndio isambaze stima kufika ile place. Not a single road. There is literally nothing that has happened
Mhm.
in the last 2 years.
So where is the concentration? Or where are things being done?
Wewe umeona nani huyu MP wa Kimilili akona chopa. Anaingia parliament asubuhi, jioni anafrana ako Western, analala kwake Western, akona place amepark chopa hapo nje.
Mhm.
You know?
Helipad.
Yes, imagine we have people watu wanachanga 20 million kwa makanisa. Opulence. We have the likes of kina Osoro wanatuongelea, anasema nyinyi mnyamaze, nitaongea alafu niwalipe.
Imagine.
You know?
That is so wrong.
We have the likes of kina Alex Ng'ang'a wanasema yeye ameaccumulate enough, hata hii kazi ya MP mnaweza enda naye. Yeah, for her she's okay. Amesort generation yake to the fourth. And you're just wondering.
So that is some news to the voter. You need to pick who to vote for this time round. I wanted also to bring up this issue.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Nataka tuchukue break. We will be back. Welcome back guys to the show. Hapa tu tulikuwa tunatoa mamioto kidogo because of what has been happening in our country. So we have seen unprecedented happenings. The Gen Zs are saying niaje, we demand accountability. You know, very pertinent questions have been asked. The president has said kujeni tuongee. And the Gen Zs are saying we don't need a dialogue. Just follow the constitution. Tulishaongea, we already made our statement. No more dialogues.
Just action.
Manzi tumekuwa na TJRC. Sijui kukakuwa na Kriegler report. Kukakuwa na sijui BBI. Kulikuwa na gani tena ingine? Alafu ndio kukakuwa na NADCO. Na alafu tena tunaambiwa saa hii kujeni tuongee. Surely, just implement the constitution.
True. Just action. Yeah. And act right. Yeah. Because something that has ticked me off wrongly is the fact that Gen Z wamejitokeza kupicket, kudemonstrate, and they demonstrated peacefully. Yeah. And I think they have a right. I think under Article 37.
We all do.
Every person has a right to demonstrate, to picket, to assemble. Provided they are unarmed.
Yes, and peaceful.
And Gen Zs didn't have arms.
Yes. And they
just carried palms like we are peaceful. They even shouted we are peaceful. Yes. And even carried our Kenyan flag.
But do you know what happened?
I saw some of them being shot. In fact, I felt when I saw that guy who was bleeding from the head, it really hit me.
Brains all over, spread all over parliament.
Yeah.
And you're just wondering what really is wrong with our political psyche in the country, because people are coming to present a petition. These are public spaces.
Yes.
And people are allowed constitutionally to picket and to present petitions to authorities.
Yes.
So when people say let's occupy parliament, it doesn't mean people want to come and ban parliament. That is not true. People want to come and petition the parliament not to pass this particular bill that is going to be punitive to us. When people say we are occupying counties or we are occupying churches, it is not anarchy. They sell us anarchy, fear that countries will go like this, and there has been abductions. There has been people who have been abducted and found dead. Young people, Denzel. There's a guy called Denzel. Rex was the first casualty. We've had all these people. Sahi kuna kijana amepigwa Kitengela juzi. Na inaonekana kabisa alipigwa risasi kwa kichwa. And you're just wondering what is happening? Where are we going as a society?
It is wrong. It is very wrong. And I feel this demonstration started peacefully. Then Kenyans are frustrated. So this frustrated lot wakaingilia. They are the ones who are now causing this you know, kuiba and destroying property. These are not Gen Zs.
But you see, the first 2 demonstrations, they were very peaceful. And then there were reports of goons that were organized by politicians and paid. Na hata wengine walijitokeza on camera wakisema ni aje tunataka do yetu. Ulituambia tufanye ABCD,
Tukafanya.
tushafanya,
So
na hujatulipa, tunakujia pesa yetu. You see? That is what you know, people, some wrong politicians do to disrupt a democratic engagement. You know, constitutionally approved kind of, so to speak, you know, kind of demonstration. You get what I'm saying?
I get.
So there's a lot of things that are so wrong in our society that I feel like we need to inject more. Tumekuwa tukisema, you know, when pressure, you know, wanasema nini, it increases, you know. Lazima hiyo pressure iende kabisa, kwa sababu we don't have for us, you know, you and I, we are in our 30s, right? You know, God granting us life until tuko huko 90 plus, you can imagine how many years we still have. And if this is what we are going to live for the next 50 years, you know, what is the point of living? You get?
Yeah.
How are we going to raise our kids? How are we going to educate our children? Are we even sure that our children are going to be safe? Ama wataenda wapigwe risasi na maaskari and nothing happens.
It's getting harder.
You know? So for me, anyway, nimeongea sana because me I'm venting. Me I don't know whether you're feeling.
Sorry. I realized you have so much rage.
Yes.
You need
I have to express it.
A few things need, not a few things, a lot of things need to change. And I think, for me, let me speak as me, I am putting my trust and hope in Gen Z, because I've seen Gen Zs have taken us somewhere. They've gotten things done. Millennials tulishindwa hata kufanya kitu. So my hope is in Gen Zs.
But we are part of it. As millennials, we are part of it because we are also coming on the scene.
But we are behind the scenes. Gen Zs are the ones driving this, you know. And one thing I love about them is that wamekataa kudeceiviwa. You know, they've decided, you know what, this is what... And that unity they have. Once they decide, they say this is it, this is what we are passing, this is what we are doing. That is it. No one changes.
And you know, there's something about having very educated masses.
Yes.
We are Gen Zs and millennials, we are 12 million of us. But then ukiangalia, actually, even the first abductions that used to happen, they were millennials. Kina Shad is a millennial.
Yeah.
You know, guys that started some of these conversations online, reject the finance bill. Most of them actually, they were millennials. So we really can't say millennials pia tulikuwa tumebaki nyuma. We would just say maybe we just didn't start activism when we just came on the scene. Tumekaka kidogo. But you know, we are a frustrated society, because here is the thing, our parents believed that we would find jobs. So enda usome, upate kazi. The same way it was for them. Unajua ulikuwa unamaliza high school, kama unaambiwa enda chukua barua yako kwa chief. You are being posted, sijui unataka kuingia army, unataka kuwa mwalimu, unataka sijui kwenda kufanya kazi posta, unataka kwenda kufanya sijui kazi wapi. Jobs were there because systems ilikuwa ina need watu. You know? So our parents were still stuck on that era that unamaliza kazi, so ukiwa na good grades you are getting the you know, the higher end of things. And we believed it. Millennials tulienda tukasoma, tukang'ang'ana, get good grades. But then ilianza kuturamba when you finish campus with good grade, first class honors, second class, and then hakuna job. And then you find yourself doing odd jobs for a long time. Gen Zs are coming in and saying, hey, haiwezekani manzi, it cannot be. Bro wangu sistangu mkubwa amekuwa frustrated, hana job, hana nini, hata hizi niokolea anything. Sasa I'm also coming in, nikuje niteseke hivi. And I'm seeing my MP akitembea na machopa na kupeana pesa left, right and center. You know, the president akienda kila mahali ni kuchota mamilioni za pesa. And you're just wondering, hii pesa mnatumia, si mtuonyeshe pia mahali sisi tunapata.
Mahali inapatikana.
You get where the frustration is coming in from. So I feel like we still have a long way to go, and I'm loving the new energy that is demanding accountability from government.
Yes.
People are selling us, you want to overthrow the government. I don't think that is the issue you're saying. You
No.
know, Ruto must go. Tukisema Ruto must go, it's not necessarily, overthrowing the government. It is the representation of systems that we are talking about. Systems of incompetence, inefficiency, unaccountability, and all those vices that are holding us down as a people.
So in short, we just want good governance.
We just want good governance. And he seems to not to be ready to do it because he has the mandate.
He does.
Tulimpatia hiyo mandate, but look at what is happening. Cronism ni kupatia kazi marafiki zake. Sasa anaongelelea mambo ya governance. Inaitwa Government of National Unity. Umesikia hiyo story? Like he wants to appoint people from opposition into government, wakuwe CS. And they're just like, no, that is not what we are saying. Tukiwa street atuseme manze appoint juu Oparanya akuwe CS wa finance. You get?
We just want good governance.
We want good governance.
Yeah. In short, that's
the other thing that has not happened. Sorry, me, I'm just thinking I'm on the roll. So please feel free kuingia kwa hii conversation fully.
Okay.
The policemen that were killing people. See, you can easily know, like bullet ikipiga mse hizo manini inaitwa nini, those zinabaki kuna serial number. You get?
Yeah.
Na hiyo serial number
can be traced
to a specific. Why are we being told investigations are going on? Yet wale vijana waliingia parliament, they didn't do anything. Most of them are dead. There were no investigations
that were taken.
Where is the accountability? Why is the policeman that was shooting tear gas at journalists freely tu anaamua tu nyinyi nikaribia sana?
Yeah, I think they just don't want to be accountable. Or are not, there's a lot in accountability. Yeah, so hawataki kujitokeza ya kwamba kuna makosa ilitokea ilifanyika and take responsibility. Yeah, that's why they keep pushing issues to other, like I remember the other time the president was asked and he said police are now, he said, independent.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't want to answer that, yet he had the ability to.
He's definitely the appointing authority, where in terms of the inspector general, he's the one who appoints. And we cannot lie to ourselves, that much as kuna independence, hata constitutionally, the legislature is very independent.
Yeah.
But you see the party politics, and maybe that is where we need to discuss. Maybe there has to be a referendum, because the party politics is in a proper interest kwa parliament. So you have a ruling party that is headed by the president. The president has majority kwa parliament. They have a PG in State House and agree you're going to pass ABCD. Unaelewa? Na maybe kuna tu pesa tunatembezwa hapo, watu wakule. Watu wakifika parliament, they are voting according to what the president wants, and when there is absolute majority, there is no way you're going to stop the president. So where is the checks and balances there? Hakuna. So maybe those are some of the things we need to look at in terms of, even as we agitate, especially now, I feel like we're also at a place where we need, to demand the next course of action. Yes, the cabinet secretaries were dissolved, but then wengine amerudishwa, yani rais anatufanyia ile kitu, anatumix kama DJ alafu anarudisha, but we are waiting to see what the parliament is going to do. But I feel like maybe now there are some things that have to go to the referendum and we vote on them. So for me, I feel like there are a couple of things that we need to escalate. It cannot wait even for 2027. There has to be referendum, definitely. I feel like some of the issues that we are talking about is, party politics. There's a lot of overreaching from the executive through this thing called PG meeting. Members of the majority party, they had a PG in State House and they have agreed that these bills are going to be passed. Like if you parliament, they pass. It doesn't matter whether it is hurting the people or not. and sometimes that I feel there's an overreach, executive overreach from there. That has to be discussed, and come up with, you know, some solutions to that in terms of now, you know, the referendum.
But you know, this, I don't know, I feel these people discuss, then they plan that, you know what, this is what we need to pass, then we are going to have a few handouts, and you unapata very many things zinapitishwa.
Yes.
Just simply like that. Yeah. But I feel, I don't know how we can have the mwananchi involved.
That is why, for me, I feel like there has to be a referendum.
Yes.
To define what party politics is supposed to do, whether ni kitu ina make sense ama it makes sense, and also I think the electorate as well we have to agree that hii story ya kupiga suti doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
You get,
you know, sometimes we are hiyo suti tunapiga hiyo suti ndio, but sometimes hata our leaders wenye wako kwa hiyo party ni suit, yes, but performance wise they're not even able to perform, but we are just voting for them because ni suit from top to bottom. I feel that needs to change. Yeah. And I don't know, I'm hopeful. I'm seeing this change, especially when the Gen Zs when they come in. They're no longer, they're not tribal. So I feel this suit manenos will has an end sometime.
Yeah, we need to look at the person more than the party. Because if we imagine we have around 150 independent members of parliament. That's a force. You get?
Yeah.
Considering kuna wenye watakuwa opposition na kuna wenye wako kwa government, but kuna independent. Usually the independent ones, they cross over to the government side. Immediately they are elected.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate, but it's usually because they are very few. But you can imagine if we had independent members of parliament that are even 150. And by the way, why do we need over 200 members of parliament?
In fact, we don't. Hizo ni funds mingi sana. I feel we are paying too many people to do overlapping of duties.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we can have a few people perform and give them duties. Now wafanye, instead of you give this person a duty, the other person has a similar duty. Ni kama they overlap.
Yes.
So I feel we don't need that number, those big numbers. We need fewer people, and even if possible fewer counties. Why do we need 47 counties?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, Kenya fits into Texas 3 times. Texas state, kuchukua Kenya mara 3 hivi. That is Texas state, headed by one governor. Hapa Kenya, my friend, mara sijui tuko na 1,000 and almost 1,500 MCAs. Tuko na MPs, alafu tuko na nominated members of parliament. The likes of kina Karen Nyamu unashangaa wanafanyanga nini. You know, the lady for tampons. You're just wondering, you know, we have nominated you know, members of parliament that represent special interest groups. But for real, we have women reps.
Yeah.
Yet bill inapitishwa kwa parliament that taxes sanitary pads, and these women are not nowhere.
They're not saying anything.
They're nowhere
they're
to
not
talk about. You know, they're not doing anything.
In fact,
why
that
do we
thing
need
really
women
angered
reps?
me. How do you sanitary towels, Pampers? How do you tax those?
I'm wondering. That's why I'm saying, for me, I feel like even the office of the women rep needs to
Should
go.
be scrapped off completely.
Itoke to we
Sorry,
are
I am a woman, but
haitusaidii.
Tumefinyika. What it should just be done over with.
Exactly. There's a lot of over-representation in our country. So for me, some of the things need to go to referendum.
Yeah.
It cannot wait for 2027. And you know, we just need to fix this country.
Yeah.
So because I know we started this show late, na pia mimi najua wewe ni lazima uangalie mambo nyumbani pale watoto nini. Yeah.
Lazima.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are a mom, right?
I'm a mom.
Two boys.
Very handsome boys.
Oh, nimewaona man. They're very nice boys.
Very handsome and very courteous like the mother.
Oh, sawa. Umelea watoto vizuri. Anyway, sasa because I know you need to go.
Yeah.
There's another guy who was supposed to be here, but director ananiambia amefika. So what we'll do, guys, I will release Chef Kemoi Rugut. Mimi nimekuzoea Sharon. Chef Kemoi Rugut.
Yes, Sharon is my name. But I decided to do my African names.
Si ndio?
And juzi kuna mtu ameitana tu Sharon, and we turned. And I realized we were over 8 girls who turned.
At your
so I
workplace.
decided Chef Kemoi Rugut is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's African. Probably
it's
African.
Yeah.
So I'll let you go for now. But nataka tumalize hii conversation na boys wetu mwenye amefika. Kuja tuchapie pia moja mbili and then we will be good to go. Si ndio?
Sawa.
But manzi, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you more and more on this particular set. And definitely bigging up Sunshine Hotel for giving us this particular place, manzi. Sunshine Hotel is definitely the best hotel in town. Si hata unajua.
Najua.
The best services, 5-star treatment. Ukikuja hapa, the rooms are very executive. Food perfect. The service, customer service is amazing. So anytime you are in Kericho, manze, just make your way to Sunshine Hotel and you will thank us later. All right? So another short break and then we will have my other guest atakuja kutuambia ni nani. Tupige tu cinema for like 10 minutes alafu tumalize. I'll see you. Until next time, see you. Lakini we'll be back in a short while. All right?